o'clock and I am heading to Pilates. Seatbelt on, book on, and ready to go. I'm looking forward to it. Who gets up at 4:55 in the morning and is this happy? This little pea.
Raspberries. After years of legal wrangling, Procter & Gamble lost the final appeal. Instituted further preparation was resolved in 2005.
We have made it, and I've actually done my Pilates class and had a sauna and a steam already, so hence why I'm looking very pink in the face. But honestly, sauna and steam is one of my favourite things for my skin. I'm just still very hot, so I've got another intimacy base layer on. I can't put my cashmere jumper on yet. I'm trying to get myself as ready as possible, but I wanted to show you some of the things that I bought with me. First and foremost, oh my gosh, if you thought that the Wet Brush Pro was good, this hair rehab brush is. It's gone straight to the top of my list of all of the like gentle hair brushes for your hair. Obviously I actually use an extensions brush for like scraping my hair back, but for general brushing, this is the softest. So if you're like trying to grow your hair and look after it and not yank through it, I would highly recommend this brush first and foremost. Also, it's blooming beautiful. Like the colour of it is so much more elegant than like a black brush or a bright pink brush. So I love it. This is from Hair Rehab. I am obsessed with it. Okay, I'm now getting ready. I've got the very dregs of this with me actually, and I need to probably order some more. But I do need to find myself a, got that on my chin. I do need to find myself a like natural one that works, I think. What else have I got with me? Oh, I've got a little shampoo. This is the formulated to thicken and volumize and strengthen serum, because I'm going to do my hair in a minute. I'm packing away all of my bits and pieces into my gym bag as well. Honestly, so handy having just a big bag that you can throw everything into. I think I'm going to go with a Karen Millen jumper today. And then what I'm going to do after here is head and pick up 2 sourdough loaves and grab myself a coffee or a coffee smoothie or something like that, just to perk me up a little bit, I think. Well, I feel $1,000,000. My hair doesn't look it, but I have just spent a good few minutes, if not half an hour, doing my hair. For what reason, I don't know, because it is miserable, but I've got myself a little green smoothie and picked myself up my 2 sourdoughs, 1 malt, 1 white, because we have friends coming over on Sunday and I'm gonna fire up the pizza oven and just kind of do a bit of grazing and nice light bits, I think. So that's what we're gonna do. But now I have a Daylesford voucher that I got for Christmas that I haven't spent yet, and so I'm gonna take that to Daylesford to spend that. When I say my Christmas present, I really mean our, but Ali knows that I'll be the one that likes to spends it on stuff for the house anyway, so yeah. But my class was amazing. Sauna and steam afterwards is perfect. I feel like it just makes me look so much healthier and like more awake. Ali last week, I kept looking at him, I was like, oh my god, you just look so handsome, because he looked so healthy. I think Ali has a lot of issues with like circulation and things like that, so getting his circulation going in the form of like heat and warmth in that kind of way, oh, he just looked phenomenal. So anyway, I'm going to catch up on things on my phone because I have not stopped all morning from class to whatever, not in a busy sense that I'm busy at work, but busy in the sense that I love my life, and catch up on things and then head to Daylesford.
But I'm like my 1% bet. You know, you can't be an activist chuckle. Everyone needs to demand.
I have arrived at Daylesford and I've made such a good dent on my book. I've got 1 hour and 43 minutes left, so I'm still going to do some antique shopping afterwards, but I'm going to go have a mooch. Now, I can't buy too much, but these are definitely tempting me. All of these little bulbs. It's just so lovely, isn't it? It feels so optimistic and spring-like. That's lovely. I really like that. Oh wow, would you look at this? It is like doubled in size. Wow, oh my goodness me. Got so many trees in here. Lots of little seedlings, oh my goodness. Oh dear, I think we might have to buy some plants. Wow. Welsh onion, fantastic. Lemon balm, chives. I am a sucker for beautiful stationery, but these are some cards which I thought were lovely to pick up, but also these are actual pressed flowers and these can be framed. I thought they were lovely. Can't stop buying art at the moment. And then I love these plates as well. I don't need them, but I love them. To go with like cabbageware. Oh, love. Oh my goodness, I am in love with this matte cabbageware. They've only got 2 pieces though, it's so strange. Because I don't like that one, it's too like limey. I usually like the more Bordello-esque one, but that is stunning. So lovely. Oh. Okay, I have finished up. Ooh. At Station Mill. Oh, that's a good angle, isn't it? Oh dear. I am officially banned from buying antique art. I don't think we've got any walls left. I've just bought 2 massive paintings that are supposed to sit together, and I don't think we've got any walls left. No, I'm joking. We've also got like my office and the games room and things like that, and I'm actually in love with both of these paintings, so it's not too bad. I think someone somewhere with a fantastic art collection has had a big clear out, because all of the antique shops have all of the best like artwork at the moment, like so good. So I don't know what is going on, but I'm not moaning because I got 2 beautiful paintings. Also, so interesting because it was very wet and windy this morning, and I know that I do it sometimes when I'm like, oh, it's a very miserable day today, but I feel like that's a habit that I need to get out of 110%, because it is contagious. Like, it is genuinely contagious. I chatted to a few people at the farmhouse today, and so many people were like so affected by the weather, and I obviously don't want to take the opportunity to plug my book in those situations, but I probably should. But I literally feel the energetic pull when people are like, oh, you know, when the weather's like this, and you're like, I've got to get on it. And I was really trying with one lady. I was like, oh, you know, it's not so bad. She's like, I hate the mud. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I've never done. I've got a few things that you could do that could turn that thought around. But anyway, I am going to head home now and get myself ready for drinks. We're going for cheese and wine in Woburn at Mosaic, and I'm very much looking forward to it because I've not been for bloomin' ages. But I'm going to have cheese and wine in an art gallery when I've just banned myself from buying art. I've come home to an almost, I'd say 95% finished house on the outside. What we're waiting to have fitted at the moment is, oh sorry my love, the pier caps. So the caps, not the pier caps, sorry, the coping stones, which are the same as the back of our house. They were supposed to be delivered today, they weren't. So the guys from Nicholson's have just been clearing up outside, and it looks so beautiful. We also had some paving put down in front of the chicken coop so that it didn't get muddy. I have my loot, my 2 sourdoughs ready for our friends at the weekend, which I'm very much looking forward to that. I've just got to the end of the book, the ultra processed people. It gets quite confusing towards the end of the book. First of all, I want to gauge how many of you were screaming at my video when I bought the teas from Waitrose, because I think throughout the book it goes a bit deeper and it goes a bit deeper, so it starts talking about a lot of things that sound very processed, but as you get towards the end of the book you start realising that there are a lot of ultra processed things that sound like they aren't. So it will be like, you know, soya bean whatever, and you'll think, oh, it's soybean, so that's fine, that's a naturally occurring thing. And actually it's not. Now, there has to reach a point where you're enjoying life and you're enjoying food, and it's not a obsession, but also finding a way to eat what's in the best way that works for you. And obviously I have experienced all of the benefits of doing this at a very sort of learning on the go pace. So imagine what I would experience if I was able to go all the way. What I bought today is I went and bought some more teas, basically the same equivalent, except they're from Daylesford. And what I realised is that Daylesford is not UPF free. Like, that's just the long and short of it. Like, you can't go in there and confidently buy one of anything and it be free of all sort of ultra processed ingredients. But a lot of it is. And their teas, thankfully, because when I looked on the back of the, was it Tetley's that I bought? I can't remember what I bought now. The Twinings. There was flavourings in there was colourings and things like that, and I was like, well, you don't expect it in tea. I didn't expect it in tea. So anyway, I looked at the ingredients on these ones, and it literally was apple bits, blackberry leaves, rose hip peel, chamomile flowers, lavender, sunflower petals, pink rose petals. Perfect. So this one is the Dreamtime tea. And I got the Radiance one, which I'm guessing is going to be my sort of glow one. I do desperately want to try and make my own teas. I think that'll be a really interesting process. And then I got a Digest one for Ali, which is fennel and licorice infusion. The Radiance one is fennel, citrus and turmeric infusion. And there was another one that I couldn't get the tin of, which I was really sad about actually. But I got the Spirit, which actually sounds like one I will love because it's lemongrass and ginger infusion. But again, everything is lemongrass, ginger, cardamom fruits and cardamom seeds. That was that. The only other thing that I wanted to try was from their like pick and mix thing at Daylesford. When I say pick and mix, I don't mean penny sweets. They do like nuts and seeds, and so they did these like chocolate coconut things. And then they did raw chocolate covered hazelnuts. I'm learning as I'm going. I really am learning as I'm going. But it's true that I'm at the very last half an hour of the book, and it's so funny because I was hungry in the car, and all I had in the front seat with me was the sourdoughs that I bought. And I thought, I'm going to eat some of the sourdough. And I had 2 slices of sourdough whilst sat in the car, and that was enough for me. If that was a packet of Kingsmill, like when Ken and Graham come round with a packet of white Kingsmill, I'm possessed. I could eat the whole loaf. If they leave it overnight, I have to apologise to them in the morning because it's gone. And yet I was able to have 2 slices completely without anything. And so it's so funny that they do they call it the bread loaf of bread test actually towards the end. And it really sort of like rung true with me from what I experienced today. So I bought all of these. Are they any good? But they're probably not in any way, shape or form. Probably good. That's got a bitterness to it that I don't think I could have loads of. This would be like 4 or 5 of these. That's enough. I also got, these are like some coconut bite things. I'm not going to try them now because those 3 little nuts have just kept me so satisfied. Some new pans because our pans are gross. These are the Debaya Dupuis. I need to get some pots, like the saucepans, to match because ours are atrocious. And I've wanted to buy a really lovely set. I couldn't find any that worked with induction. I think I wanted some really nice copper ones, but I think they were all hand wash, so that kind of put me off. So I'm going to look at this brand for some saucepans. So I bought 3 new frying pans. And I asked the lady behind the counter, I was like, does anyone ever leave Daylesford without buying a candle? Because I honestly don't believe that I could ever leave without buying. I got myself some more tomato vine. I feel like it's a good time for tomato vine, even though seasonally it's not right. It's just such a nice, refreshing home fragrance. It's one of my favourites. And then, this was like I walked upstairs and saw them and panicked and had to go downstairs straight away and say, can I have those 2 paintings? They're a set of 2. I was actually thinking, oh, I've got no walls left. No, I've had these 2 paintings in one of the guest bedrooms up for ages that I really don't like from Neptune that I need to sell. I just love the frames, I love the paintings. I honestly could have bought so much art today, but these reminded me of our trip to the Highlands. I wasn't able to find an artist whilst we were there with any sort of Highlands artwork, sadly, but at least I can give something a home that has been obviously put in a antiques store. So it's second-hand, it's probably a few different hands hand, but they're a set of two. That's one I just thought they were so gorgeous, and the tones are just perfect for our home. You can always see that when you just put an item anywhere in your home and it looks good, perfect. Ali's gonna love these, as you can see. Very, very typical of Highlands landscapes, and the tones were just stunning. I really think Ali's gonna like these. I am laughing a lot right now because I am unboxing deliveries, and I think I just unboxed my husband's Valentine's Day card to me. I willy love you. He messaged me, he was like, can you move the car so that Pat can get his car out? And I said, only if you send this back and get me a proper one. Dear me. Another exciting delivery. This is from Miller and Chalk, which is a brand that I found on TikTok, with some cushion suggestions, because I've really struggled with the cushions in here, and you desperately need scatter cushions. Scatter cushions are important, okay? I know that you think that they aren't, but they really are. She's really good at like putting fabrics together. That's what I really struggle with. And so I asked her for some suggestions to keep the you know, country feel going in here, to connect it with the rest of the house, but also complement the room, because it's looking fantastic in here. And I've just got my samples through, which come in a gorgeous little Miller and Chalk bag. I'm gonna lay it all out so you can see. So this is sort of like a, it looks probably a bit grey on there, but it is a sort of dusky purple. And these are lots of different, oh wow. Oh my gosh, she sent so many. Where do we start? Oh, we do love a ticking stripe. This is what I've got in the kitchen on our blinds. Oh my goodness me. So then this is getting a little bit more mauvey. Love these two together. Oh my gosh, she sent so many. Love, love, love. Oh, I've got so many to go through. Goodness me. Good morning, everyone. I am going to give myself this one opportunity to say I look and feel very, very tired today, and I have very good reason. So I went out yesterday evening with Carrie, and we had a lovely time at Mosaic in Woburn. Had the loveliest evening. Carrie bought some art, we had some champagne, and it was just a really lovely girls' evening. I was home by 11 o'clock. No, yeah, I was home at 11 o'clock. And Ali was back from golf at that time. And I'm explaining to you why I'm allowed to be tired and allowed to mention it today. But I got back, and obviously the dogs were there. I didn't see Lumi, but sometimes Lumi can be out doing her own thing. She's an independent woman. But it's very rare for her, well, in fact, at the moment it is unheard of that she's not with us when we go to bed. Like, if she's not in bed before us, she is getting into bed with us. I thought that was a bit strange. But then, bizarrely, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, almost on the dot. And even more bizarrely, Ali woke up with me, and we were both like, where's Lumi? Ali doesn't really ever worry about things like that. He's usually like, you're overreacting, like, just don't worry about it, that kind of thing. And this was not the case. He checked, he went straight into his phone and he checked all of the CCTV in our house, like around our house and everywhere, and tracked Lumi's steps, because that's what we did with Lynx. And he tracked Lumi
completely throughout the evening until the last moment that he saw her. It took him about an hour and a half to do it, and he'd looked all around the house, he couldn't find her. She only has very, very specific spots where she'll go to sleep, and we couldn't find her. I was like, do you think that she got into your friend's car? And he was like, that's what I was checking for in the last, he'd already gone when I see her for the last time, so that's ruled that out. He's like, the only thing that I'm thinking is that she's either got into our car or she's gone into the shed when I'm putting bits and pieces away. 5:30 in the morning, he's got up and I've got up with him, and he's gone out to the shed, and LUMI was locked in the shed. Obviously it's a very lovely shed, but obviously I'd been worrying about her for an hour and a half. Genuinely, it makes me want to cry now, because I burst into tears when she came in and he'd found her. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so worried because it was so out of character for her. And so obviously that was a very, very disturbed sleep that I had last night, not just because I'd obviously had champagne, which always disturbs my sleep. Worrying is obviously a really, really detrimental thing for your health anyway, and then being up for that amount of time when you should have been sleeping. So yes, it was one of those nights where you just wake up with a big serving of gratitude, like that we've just got her and she's fine and all of those kinds of things. So yeah, a little bit of a dramatic night, but it's fine. We just had Ali's parents over, and we've just been sat talking about things. I finished my book yesterday as well, and so today I actually have a very, very chilled Saturday at home, which is quite nice because we've got friends over for dinner. We've got our friends Stacey and Joe coming up to visit us. I've got today to sort of chill, potter around in the house, and the thing I've been doing today is in here I've been selecting fabrics for this guest bedroom. So we've got a few little muddy mauves here which are beautiful, really, really beautiful. I don't know if you can see those. There we go. So it will be a really nice colour to anchor the room so that it's not too like wishy-washy or anything like that. I'd love to get some ticking stripes in here, and I think this is a really lovely ticking stripe. So I've been going through these and selecting the colours that I'd like. I think it's always important to have something that's quite like earthy and like this kind of shade, this more Hessian style, just to like give it that natural feel, because there's a lot of natural tones. I've obviously got the lamps and the tie backs and things like that, and then to bring in the warmth that we've got in those more natural tones, then we've got something like this. So I think I've made a good selection there. It is an absolute fur baby party in here. Lovely. Excitingly as well, I have my very first crocus bud coming through. I never thought that they would do this well inside, because I don't know if you remember, I saw when we went to Keythorpe Hall, they had a really lovely crocus plant on the table, just in a simple terracotta pot, just like this. And so yeah, I thought this year would be the year that I do my own little crocus buds coming up, and so such an exciting sight just to see it coming up. But say hello to the new step that has not been grouted yet, but it will be grouted. So this is our new little porch area, which is very nice. We've got a little step down there. This is where we are currently at with it. So we have slightly widened the walls either side and taken away the wing, and introduced the step. We wouldn't have been able to introduce the step on the walls that we had as well, so it really was one of those things where we sort of had to make an executive decision to make this a lot more comfortable as an entranceway, but also in order to take the hit on changing the walls in the way that we did. But I think it's really, really paid off. We're obviously waiting for the coping stones to be put on, which means that the porch is still propped up with these little joists. It's all very, very, very exciting. You can see the walls themselves all around here looking very, very lovely. Starting to see some spring sprouts as well. Some spring sprouts. We're now looking at changing some of the lighting, so this light here is likely to be taken away, and we're going to be replacing these with different lights as well.
So, and new lights going in the beds, and then we are finished. Ali seems to think, now you have to also understand that these walls are wet at the moment, so you can see that they're drying out just a little bit there. Ali seems to think that this is too blue at the moment. I personally think that it ties in the colours of the windows and the door really well. We obviously have to have the door touched up either side, but I think when he sees all of this dry rather than wet, I think he'll have a different opinion. But he's a little bit unhappy at the moment. It means that when our friends come tomorrow, our house doesn't actually look like a building site. And there is still this over here, which it's not ideal, but it just is what it is. But this is it looks not quite so unfinished. Like if you didn't look at the tops, you wouldn't know that they're waiting for their pier cap, for the coping stones, which is good. Hello, ladies. Hello. Yes. Oh, hello, Gwyneth. Hello. So we've had a lot of rain here in England. There is a lot of flooding at the moment. So I am scooting you over to the chicken coop to show you what we have had done in this area. So we're about to have a lot of wild turf added around the chicken coop, but this is what was laid for this section to avoid the mud. So to tie it all in with everything else. Hello, ladies, you coming in? Good girls, good girls. Because this area did get particularly muddy, and so we've had this done. This will all be filled in, and then there'll be wild turf that surrounds this area, all beautifully to just, I think, just soften the bottom of the chicken coop, which is very, very exciting. We're very much looking forward to it. It is all coming together, isn't it, ladies? Oh, dusty moo there, Gwyneth. Beatrix, you get in this way, my love. You silly moo. Look at them following me. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and give myself a bit of a refreshed look. I received a lovely box from Space NK of some products from Ilia, which is a brand that I wanted to try. I really wanted to try their base products. They've sent me their Super Serum Skin Tint SPF in Portofino. I think it might be too dark for me, but at least I'll get a sort of gauge on what the colours and the tones are. This is their mascara. So Ilia is basically like a non-toxic beauty brand. This is their multi-stick orange peel wax and avocado, shea butter, orange peel and avocado, and I think they've just recently launched on Space NK. So what I have is Super Serum Skin Tint in SPF 30, and this is shade Portofino. This is makeup and skincare and SPF. Shake well, apply like a serum for a dewy coverage, boosted with hyaluronic acid, niacinamide and mineral SPF. This is the True Skin Serum Concealer. A concealer that cares for your skin, weightless, buildable coverage, visibly brightens instantly and over time with stabilized vitamin C. I would love to try this. Has such beautiful coverage, but I want to try it in a lighter shade. Then I also have the multi-stick, and the shades that I have are At Last, All of Me and Dreamer. And these are a wash of color for cheeks and lips, swipe and blend for skin that looks and feels alive. And then I have the Limitless Lash Mascara, clean mascara that actually works, dual-sided wand, lengthens, lifts and separates for lashes without limits. Love the texture of it. I think this might be too dark. And grab a little banana lowlighter. The lighting in here today is very strange. I love this. Look at that like sheen on my face. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna try out this little blush. Is it that color? Yeah, this is All of Me. Well, it's not a blush, it's a lip as well. I love this as a lip color. That is so delicately soft. Really impressed so far. Not so much as like a cheek thing. I think that's a little bit too light for me. I'm gonna go with my Swede blush, just a little bit for a little bit of color. Now I'm gonna try their mascara as well. Getting a fashion show from my husband that you can see in this mirror here. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. That is, how many products did I use? The skin tint, some concealer, mascara, blush, and their little stick in All of Me. That took me 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds, and I feel like I just feel a little bit more awake. I've got no bronzer on, so I'm a little bit more porcelain in my skin tone, but I think that's absolutely beautiful. So happy with those products. I really want to try their concealer though, like in the right shade. This is what I'm wearing at the moment. I have actually just received these jeans from H&M. These are their mum jeans. I've got a nice amount of room in there, which is good. And it's just like a casual jean, but in the chocolate brown. So just to contrast from the green and the ivory. This smells delicious. We've got sourdough from Blake's Bakery and lovely chicken broth, ginger and greens. Well, I have a very exciting but also alarming sight. We have the very first of the forced rhubarb coming up in my forces, which this is going to be the first year that I can actually have some of it, because last year it really just needed to bed in. I thought I'd lost these, but it's coming up strong. The only thing I can see is that I've got a few little slugs that have snuck their way in here. I don't know how, but what I'm going to do is get a copper ring and quickly pop it over this so that hopefully helps just a little bit. But yes, the first crop of the year. We are also starting to see the very first signs of buds on the vines. This is the white wine vine, and you can just see them coming up. We've also got a plethora of bulbs coming up and primrose. We've got some hyacinth coming up, some tulip verona, some ferns that once upon a time lived in my home and now live and thrive out here. We've got some crocuses coming up there. We've also got some ornithagalum, which is a new one for me, but I couldn't resist how beautiful they look. We've got a little lemon tree out here. I've got these little seed stations ready and prepped to start sowing. A little bit of Christmas left over as well, which I need to sort out, and I have full faith that I'm going to be able to nurse these trees back to life, because there is a lot coming back in terms of buds up here. There's new leaves. This one is doing, it's a bit harder for this one, but it is coming through, so I'm going to give it a bit of a trim back soon as well. Also, this ivy is coming back. We're nursing this back to health. Sometimes when you have a plant inside for too long, there's a lot of dark nooks and crannies in my house. I think bringing them out here, letting them sort of reset, does them wonders, because genuinely, this looked like it was completely gone, but all of these tiny fluffy buds coming in makes me so happy. Some more ornithagalum coming through there. Gorgeous. Now, I am potting up some fresh basil because we have our friends Stacey and Joe coming over for lunch today. They're coming with 3 of their kids, and when we went to their house, they did a roast, and Ali didn't fancy going head to head with Joe on a roast, so we're firing up the pizza oven because we're just on the cusp of spring. Even though today started off beautiful, it has clouded over, but the pizza oven is roaring, and I'm just potting up bits and pieces. I've got some crocuses to go inside as well, and I thought I would pop this up as well. So we're having a bit of a pizza party today, which should be really nice, and we've had to do the diary for a while, so it should be a very lovely day. But I'm going to get this basil in a pot. Now, I watched a TikTok that basically said the reason why your basil plant died is because there's too many plants in one place. So I did the thing that they said, and I split it out, and they still died. So I'm really sort of thinking that basil just doesn't want to live. Why do you not want to live? But I've got a really big pot today, so I think I'm going to try with that one. I'm just going to whack some soil in the bottom and then get this in there again in the house. Just like that. So I'll take this to my little soil station. Welcome to said soil station. This is my little
workbench outside where I tried my best to keep the soil outside so that I'm not forever finding some of this in the bottom. This is also a great time for growing basil as well. You wanted to grow it from seed, but yes. And there you have it. Basil in situ, ready for using on the pizzas. We've got honey and mustard, carrots, we've got new potatoes, which Ali's going to do roasted, corn on the cobs as well, and then a little quick table setting. You know what I'm like, I don't like it to look too staged. I really am going all out if you do a full tablescape. When you're having people over, it's so nice to just have a few potted flowers. Seasonal flowers as well, that just look really lovely. A little assortment of my Hello Petal pots that I've put to good use, and I'm using my Set green gingham napkins, and it's all looking rather lovely.
Because we don't usually have things in our house that are very enjoyable anyway, because we don't have kids, so I thought I'd give them something to play with, but also I think they're planning on going on a Scottish road trip, so I thought these little Highland coos would be very, very cute. So I got one for Rose and one for Belle, and then I didn't think that Rex would want one, and if I remember correctly, Rex enjoys gardening, so I thought I'd get him a set of gardening tools for him to play with. So I'm going to pop these in little bags. I can't quite believe it, but I just started making a smoothie and I didn't tell you about it. I'm making one for Ali and I with a load of blueberries, raspberries, 2 bananas, flaxseed, chia seed and kefir milk, which is a first. We've had kefir yogurt, but I picked this up in Dalesford, and I love the bottles, and it's just so handy having all of the things that I actually use in my pantry, so I can just scoop things out, add them in. I've got little wooden scoops in here as well. It's just so good. What is beeping at me?
Let's stay here for another night, or let's just start coming back. Yeah. And then you, because we did the big stint back, so we. Okay.
Thank you, Auntie Lydia. So please.
No, don't worry, it's broken already.
Oh. He takes pictures on my phone. So yeah.
Here you go.
Actually, I've just done a little one.
Oh, perfect for you, Rose. What'd you say? You lucky girl.
Pleasure. How are you doing the teas? Do you want me to cut it like this? I feel like I'm just coming in.
It looks great. You're doing a great job.
Bucky, come on. Come on. In your bed. Come, Potty. In your bed. Come on. In your bed. Good boys. Good boys. Good boys. Come on. Oh my goodness me. Good boys. In your bed. Good boys. Good boy. Well, I am now getting ready for bed. Our guests have left, which it was just such a lovely day. It really was such a lovely day. And we actually ended up having quite lovely weather, because even though it wasn't warm, the sun did come out, because it was out this morning and I was like, oh, how lucky are we? And then it went. And then just as they arrived, I thought, I'm gonna light the fire so at least it's cozy when they get here. And as soon as I'd lit the fire, the sun came out and I was like, oh, open the doors. It was really, really lovely having them and just getting to enjoy walking around the garden. We took the kids down to the bees and did some planting in the greenhouse and enjoyed Stacey's wonderful cake that she made as well. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm now getting my makeup off because I realised I had left a little bit of my, I mean, this is actually a conditioning eye and lash cleanser, so I don't know why I'm using this all over my face, but I figured that if it's good enough for my eyelashes and my, well, if it's just good enough for my eyelashes, it's got to be good enough for everywhere else, basically. And then I am going, oh, what am I going to go in with? Oh, I'm going in with the Elizabeth Arden Retinol and HBR Ceramide capsules. If you don't know, Elizabeth Arden is basically like the innovator of capsules. They always have been.
And of course they were going to take their this is empty by the way, we're going to take the water cream but put it into a serum version in their capsules, which means it's more potent, the ingredients are protected and airtight so they can't be broken down by oxygen, etc, etc. So I'm going to use the serum this evening because I've been using the Aurelia Cell Revitalize Night Moisturizer the last 2 nights just to really just be a bit more gentle with my skin, nourish it again. But tonight I want something that's going to pack a bit of punch. It's not going to be really intense like using other retinols where they don't have the HPR. The HPR really almost like just streamlines the experience. So I know that I'll be able to wake up tomorrow, my skin will still have all of the benefits and the feelings and the plumpness and the almost like resurfaced feel of retinol, but without the retinol burn. It's the feeling that when it goes on your skin, it just always feels like cashmere, and I'm like, this is the most indulgent, like I just want to just stroke my face with it. It's so lovely. So I'm gonna let that do its thing for now. I'm gonna brush my teeth and I'm gonna get into bed, and I'll probably see you in the morning. I've got PT, which I'm really looking forward to.
Good evening everyone. I have not vlogged at all today because it's a Monday and we were just tying up so many loose ends, and I had a call, and then I had just so many bits and bobs that I needed to get done today. And then I treated myself to a fresh set of nails. These are the Gel Bottle Lady nails. It's just like a really classic, delicate nail, but I wanted to show you something that has just arrived. So this is a design collaboration that I'm working on that's going to be launching in a few months' time. I don't even know if I'm allowed to show you this yet, so I'll be finding out once I filmed this if I'm allowed to even show you this. But I've just received the first sample of quite possibly one of the most beautiful pieces. And is it groundbreaking? No. Is it going to live in your wardrobe for the rest of your life? Yes, it is, because it is one of those just simple, classic, beautiful dresses. There are a few elements that go into these kinds of dresses that I was really strict on. Obviously I can't tell you anything else about when it's coming or anything like that, but if I can show you the sneak peek, I will do. So this, I've not got shoes on. This is my dream 100% silk shirt dress for spring summer. Look, like I'm calling this my leading lady dress. You know how I feel about certain dresses. They have to have that element of pared back style. It's kind of like you didn't even try too hard. Like this is just a simple silk dress that I just throw on, and it just does all of the work for me. And the dress is not wearing me, I am wearing the dress and making it all kinds of lovely. So this is like a leading lady dress. I kind of took inspiration from, you're gonna see it here. So this is my grandma's wedding dress. And I did a video on, I don't know if you can see it there. I did a video on my TikTok where I showed some old pictures, and lots of people asked for my grandma's wedding dress, and this was before my grandpa made all of his money, and so they just did a simple registry office in London, and this was my grandma's beautiful dress. And the moment that I saw it, it just made me want to kind of take inspiration and recreate it and look into what I could do. And so I did the best I could whilst making it completely wearable today. I've also got another picture of it here. For me, what I wanted to do was obviously go for a collared dress, and a shirt dress is something that I'm always super passionate about. The key to this dress was the fullness in the skirt, but also the structure on the shoulders. Now, I wasn't going for a capped sleeve. I was going for a short sleeve. I think it added a little bit of modernity to the dress, but we still wanted to create that structure on the sleeve. So this was a really, really just fundamental part of the design and bringing this back to life on a sort of day-to-day basis. Now, it comes with its own belt, which I think will be a really good thing because, of course, with the time of year, I'm thinking that there may be a few potential brides looking for, I don't know, bachelorette party dresses. They might be looking for registry office dresses, that kind of thing. And so with the belt, I mean, it just gives it that uniformity and that monotone look, which I really like when you go all just one colour. And the belt is obviously completely the same colour and 100% silk covered as well. So that just ties everything in. You can imagine this at like so many different occasions over the summer, but it is the movement in this dress that just genuinely makes my entire heart stop. Like, just look at how delicate this is. It is like air, it's like butter. And it's that shot there when I'm like, this silhouette we have nailed. Because if it's structured on my shoulders, my goodness me, what I wanted to create was softness but structure. So it had this real kind of fluid elements to it with a silhouette that just looked like it was sculpted. And so getting that fullness in the skirt was key. I always push for fullness in the skirts. It's one of the things in my designs that I really, really love. But it was these shoulder details. And then obviously getting the weight of the silk, getting the colour. And I mean, look, there is just silk for days. And this would be perfect for anything like ascot, you know, this with a beautiful ivory headband. Oh my goodness me, or an ivory, like, oh my gosh, my boater hat. So for my lock and co, this is very much me living my a room with a view dream, but this is it, isn't it? You could have a jumper over your shoulder just to really like casual it up a little bit. You could obviously go for this hat, which, I mean, you could even change out the bow to be slightly more ivory. I shouldn't be showing you this. I know I shouldn't be showing you this, but I'm doing it and I don't care. There are a couple of other pieces in this collection as well, but this dress has had me like losing sleep over it because, you know, when you just want something to be perfect, creating a dress like this is everything that I've dreamed of. This is one of those pieces that the quality of the fabric and the colour, the shape, the silhouette is one of those pieces that I just, it's not following the trends, it's just sticking to what looks beautiful on women's bodies. And oh, I love it so much. And again, you can like masculine this up and cool it up a little bit. I know I'm always the person that's like going for the like feminine sort of bits and pieces, but if you're going away somewhere and you want it to be a little bit more dressed down, you can go with your Oasis sandals as well, just to, you know, do your thing. Anyway, I had to show you this because I was so excited. But I'm getting my hair done tomorrow as well, so I think I'm going to take you with me, because if I've left it in, I apologise, but I think I picked up my old camera by accident, and something had happened with the sound on it, and I don't really know, but I'm so sorry that it was so muffled. I wasn't sure whether to leave it in. I probably cut it down loads, who knows. But yeah, sorry about that. But I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. I'm getting it cut, just having a little trim of the old ends. I don't want to lose any length because I'm now at the point where my hair was when I had extensions. So I just want a little health trim to it, and then I'm gonna go and see Imi to have my colour refreshed in time for spring. But anyway, I'm gonna get this dress off, even though all I want to do is wear this tomorrow, but it's far too cold at the moment, hence why it's just sample time at the moment. But I will see you guys in the morning because it is time for a little glow up, little TLC, just, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at myself because I'm very much enjoying looking at this dress. Good morning, we need some light here. What did you do? Oh, you broke it, Lydia, you bloody numpty. It is time for a spring glow up, and I'm very excited, although probably not much is going to change. However, is it just me that wakes up the day that they're going to get their hair done and everything just looks so perfect? Like, I have not even touched this and my hair has just woken up in the most effortless style. I love it. Absolutely love it. But I'm going to get my hair trimmed today. I'm literally going to be one of those people that's like, no, you can only take this much off. I just want it to be given that like glossy shine again, because I feel like my hair now is at the point where it was when I had extensions. Maybe a little bit shorter, but we can dream. And then I'm getting my colour refreshed, I think. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I mean, this is how much my hair has grown since I had it coloured just after I had my extensions taken out. So look at all of that. Can you believe that? And then I had some little like connecting highlights put in, and like balayage and things like that. But I think it needs a bit more up at the roots now, because look at the darkness in there. So we're gonna go see Imi. I've got my trim at Michael Van Clark, and yeah, ready in time for springtime. And my outfit of the day is a little bit of a, well, I've styled basically lots of different pieces in my wardrobe that I haven't styled for a while. These are a pair of Alt Zura trousers that I've had for a number of years, and I had them taken in, and I had them taken in so much that I actually couldn't wear them. Like, there wasn't enough room for me and my organs. So I unpicked it. Thankfully they didn't cut it, and I unpicked them yesterday, and so I'm wearing them today with a little lily silk cashmere round neck, which I think looks really nice and smart and pared back. Then I've got my Kate blazer for a bit of an injection of contemporary modernity, which is like my word that I just for some reason keep using. But because the weather is so strange at the moment, I am going to go with my Amelia Wickstead coat over the top. Now I physically can't put my arms through, but I think that this will just provide like a cloak of warmth, like the different one from the cloak of invisibility from Harry Potter. This is the cloak of warmth. So that's going on. And then I'm going to wear this old mulberry scarf just to like keep my neck warm, like so. And then a little tan birkin and some black gloves, I think. I need to pack my bag. Well, when I say pack my bag, I just need to take out my bag insert from my burgundy one and pop it in here. And we're good to go. I do have a pair of socks in here as well, by the way, because I am looking at my feet thinking, you are going to be cold. And just checking if I need to shave my feet. You are going to be cold, but also I just never know what to wear in London. I feel like, you know, riding boots are only acceptable when they're Hermes in London, and that annoys me, because I'm like, I love the riding equestrian look, but it's only acceptable when it's Hermes, apparently. I don't care, I make the rules, but I wanted to try something different, a little bit more comfortable as well, because I'm going to be sat in a chair all day. So these trousers are literally like leggings. I love that. And I've got lots of different layers on, base layer, etc, etc. So hopefully I will be warm. I worry for my feet, but we're going to go with it. But yeah, spring is officially on its way, and my heart is singing. Yesterday we did the dog walk and we saw the first lambs that had been born over the weekend. Oh, I'll insert the footage now. It just made me so happy. Anyway, I don't have time to tell you about this. I need to pack my bag and get ready to go. Okay? Okay. I need a wee as well. Nervous wee.
Well, I've got myself a nice cup of UPF. Like I said, I will never be 100%, and this is once in a blue moon, and it doesn't make me happy, but we'll see how my tummy does. I'm just waiting for my train now, and very much looking forward to getting to London. Oh, also, if you didn't realise, I have forgotten my camera. I left you on the side. I am so sorry, but phone it is.
at Michael Van Clark having my hair done, and one of the things that he did was he kind of took some of the weight out of the front of my hair and just dispersed it a lot more naturally, and I really, really like it. I'm now zooming across to Ellis Street to see Emmy, to have a look at my colour, because Ali took a picture of me this morning, basically to send into one of our friendship groups, just making fun of me for dressing like a Sloane Ranger apparently. And my roots, oh my goodness, I need my roots doing so badly. So it is the perfect day for me to go and see Emmy for a bit of a refresh, although the weather is not weathering when you are planning a hair refresh. So I'm probably gonna arrive home and it be in tatters, but at least we will be all refreshed, so it's all good.